Failure. 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 It could be worse. But Asha, welcome to
Thank you.
Failure. With me, Kenya Alon. Asha, I'm excited to have you. I'm super
I'm
excited
excited to be here.
Welcome. I know this isn't the first time you've been back to Chicago, but welcome back this time around. I'm glad we were able to reconnect. I know we were just saying, it's been like 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah, it's been a couple years. It's crazy because it doesn't feel like that long, but it has been that long.
No, yeah, time doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah.
At all. No, if you don't know Asha, she is a writer for SNL, this most recent season. And she also, recent news, dropping here today on the pod. She is a JFL Fresh Faces. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
That's super exciting. I feel like I saw you however many hundreds of days ago it was. And you kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Here, I remember I was looking for, personally, I was, in terms of how I came to meet, I feel like you're this sort of mythical comedic creature. But I remember I was talking to a couple different people. I think it was Marcus Banks. I was like, hey, I need another person on the show, whatever. I don't know who else. Because I was still kind of a baby to the scene myself. And I just started doing stuff during pandemic. And he was like, he had recommended you. Yeah. And he was like, I'm always scared to go up after her. And I was like, okay, well, that's a good sign. Yeah. And you closed out my show, and I was just sight unseen. I was just like, yeah, I think she could do it. Marcus said she could do it. I think she could do it. And you came on, and it was just oh, whoa, okay, whoa, oh, wow. You could, this is the thing. I don't know. That's how it felt.
That's awesome.
It was in the middle of a Parsons, and everyone's eating chicken nuggets and fried shrimp. So it wasn't the most glamorous of spaces. And it
was also super hot.
Yeah, it was hot as hell. It was the middle of August.
It was so hot.
Yeah, it was hot as hell. It was the middle of August. It was the most thrown together sort of space to have a show, but whatever, we did it.
It was super fun though.
It was a fun time. But no, I just remember, you crushed it, and it was just oh, whoa, yeah, wow, she's really funny.
Thank you. It's crazy because I started comedy back in 2017 here. I went to Columbia.
Nice. Okay.
And I was a comedy major.
Oh, okay.
But I was doing just I wasn't I was never grinding super hard. Mm-hmm. I was kind of doing college shows, places my friends would ask me. I was at the playground a lot. Or I did college night at the Annoyance. I was on a sketch team there. Mm-hmm. And I was opening up for improv teams and stuff, and I was not in the club scene because one, I was too young to be there, and then also just the culture, it's I'm like an 18-year-old girl. I'm not gonna be hanging out with 30-year-old dudes all day. So that I feel it seems I came out of nowhere, but I was just kind of doing my own thing, the underground. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then the pandemic happened, and then I was not doing as much stand up, but I was doing my second city semester, which is all virtual, or most of it was virtual. And then I think your shows was one of the first ones I did. After or when COVID was happening,
staying home, yeah,
and then I might have done a park show. I did a lot of do you know Jamal Gouchon?
Yes, yeah.
I did a lot of his stuff before. He was one of the first people to book me. In Chicago. And so I did your show might have been the last one I did, and then I moved to New York. Here,
yeah, because you went back home. Yeah, because you're from the East Coast, yeah.
Yeah, I'm from Maryland. So I lived at my dad's house for 2-3 months, and then I moved to New York. But yeah,
no, totally.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I feel that's a lot of people's things. It's they don't necessarily see you. Yeah, if you're not here, it's there are other opportunities to perform and like hone your skills
For sure.
and yeah, I guess sometimes it is like nice to like not I don't know, to build up the confidence to other places, so then when you do step into a space it's like more intense, let's call it that.
Yeah, I've never been like an open mic. I've never loved miking.
It's rough.
I think I maybe did one open mic when I was doing comedy in Chicago. It was like CIC, and I did it like 2 times. And the first time I did it, Jamal booked me, and then the second time I did it, I got like booked again. So it's like after that, like people, you're getting booked, and then people just book you.
Right?
More.
No,
so,
yeah.
I don't know. And then, yeah, I started miking more when I moved to Brooklyn because I was like, oh, nobody knows me here. I have to actually work.
Yeah, what was the process of like starting, like, because I mean, yeah, you kind of have built up a thing here, but then going to a new place, starting over again, and like reintroducing yourself to a space.
So I ended up moving to Brooklyn because I used to work this like virtual, and I moved to my dad's house. I had this virtual job, like
what
working.
was the job?
I always try to define. So I was like I was like an experiential learning coordinator for like nurses who were for a nursing college.
Okay.
For nurses who were getting their master's degree, and it's like, okay, well, first of all, I'm not qualified. I don't know how I got that job. Well, I got the job because my interview was like virtual. Mm-hmm. So I like Googled, what do they be asking? What do they be asking in job interviews? And I was like, I just like researched and I like wrote down like lines for me to say. Yeah. And I had like a doc pulled up and I was like prepared to like, I was like reading off a script when they were asking me questions. So they hired me because I like got everything right.
No, totally. That's really smart. I feel like I've done a number of those. Well, how many interviews was it? One? This is a really random thing, but I'm just like curious.
It was only one.
What?
Interview.
I feel like, okay, now that I'm like, what the hell? But like, I've done a number of those and it's like, okay, so it's going to be 7. You're going to meet with this lady first. And then like, you might talk to this guy 2 times and then we'll do another round. And it's just like, it's demoralizing. It's insane. Like, why do I have to talk to someone? It was like, can't y'all just come together one time? Yeah. It's like, y'all have meetings all day long. Can't I just hop on the meeting real quick?
They're just giving you the runaround.
Right? It just like, it's like, okay, you don't need anybody for 2 months. So I'm just going to talk to 7 different people. Yeah. Over the course of 8 weeks.
It's so stupid, and it's for like a job that pays like $20 an hour. Like,
no, entirely.
Be for real.
No, totally. No, entirely. But sorry, continue.
So I did that, and it turned out the job was like so hard, and they fired me after 3 weeks. It was like really, really hard, and I could not do it.
Why was it so hard?
Because I don't. It was like a bunch of like they gave me a computer, and I had to learn like something like B2B. Like my brain does not work like that. Like I don't know. What? Like I can't use computers.
Okay.
I can't memorize like I had to like memorize like a bunch of like nursing like medical vocab and like but like I did not, first of all, I didn't even know what my job title was. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here, and I think they caught on that I was like, this is just like we just hired a little girl. Right. So they fired me after 3 weeks, and I was like so bummed because my plan was to like, oh, I'm just gonna like save up a bunch of money and then move to New York. And I was like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? This literally sucks so bad. So I just like lied on my resume that I lived in Brooklyn already, and I sent out a bunch of like applications to like Indeed, just like random shit.
Like you just sent just like you wanted to work at Indeed. The way you said that. Like, hey guys,
Indeed, please hire me.
But you said, okay, so you just like lied about living there already.
I lied about living there, and then I submitted an application to this like pediatric dentistry. And
how did you? Are you
as like a receptionist?
Oh, for sure. Were you qualified for that?
No, but they liked the summer beforehand. I had taught improv at like a Jewish summer camp, so I like had experience with kids a little bit. So they liked that. And
did that come in handy?
Yeah, and it was also like a practice owned by like 2 Indian men.
Okay.
and I have an Indian name.
Oh.
So they definitely thought I was Indian.
For sure.
But then I came in and they interviewed me and they hired me anyways. They like called me and they're like, can you like come in on Tuesday? And I was like, I'm like in a completely different state. I'm like, yeah, sure. And then I just like got on the bus and I went to New York and I interviewed there and then I got the job and I was like, oh shit, now I have to find somewhere to live. So I crashed with the job was in Williamsburg. I don't know if you know where that is.
Kind of, yeah.
And then my aunt's house was
calling me out.
I don't know. I didn't know the neighborhoods.
No, for sure. It was in Williamsburg.
And my aunt's house was in Jamaica, Queens.
Okay.
Which is far away, like 2.5 hours on the train. Yeah. So I like lived in her basement on like an air mattress.
Damn.
And I commuted
just back and
2.5 hours back and forth to work until I lived there for a month and then I like finally made $1,000. And then I got and then I moved in with 3 random crazy people that I found on Facebook to Brooklyn. And then when I was able to like be closer, so I wasn't just spending all of my time like commuting, I was able to start doing like mics and stuff.
Get back into it.
Yeah. So that's how that happened.
How was the 3 crazy? You don't still live with them?
Oh no.
Gotcha. So it was 4 people total.
Really insane. Yeah, it was 4 people total.
How did you find? What was the deal?
So one of them I just like found on like I was in a bunch of Facebook groups like looking for roommates. One of them I found there. She was probably the craziest one. And I had the feeling that she was crazy as well. But I don't know. I like to like give people the benefit of the doubt. Her profile picture was like a super zoomed in, like blurry. It was like, she just didn't look well. And the way she would talk would be like, okay. But I also needed to get out of my aunt's house because she had like an ant infestation. Oh, and they were like crawling on my clothes and stuff. It was too much. Yeah. It was just very bad.
Yeah. It was definitely like just in a pinch. I live in New York. I need to be in New York.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I found one of them that way, and then another one I found off another site, and she was like, she's the reason I have this piercing.
Okay. I feel like it's like further down a rabbit hole.
It's like crazy.
So wait, how did the piercing come? Okay, so they both live together?
No, I just found these people.
You just found this.
And then the third guy just came with the apartment.
Oh, and you brought them together?
I brought them together.
Oh.
So I was kind of like the...
so you were the ringleader of this...
Kind of.
...band of misfits.
Yeah, and so it's a very shitty apartment. We had a shitty landlord. It was like infested with mice. And
jeez.
Just terrible. And then, so basically the guy who had a girlfriend started hooking up with both of them.
Oh,
I know.
Oh my God.
I know. I know.
Would the girlfriend come around?
Yeah. And I would just be like, hey.
Right.
Like go in my room.
No, that's the absolute worst feeling when you know someone's
but I'm like,
around, but it's like you don't know them.
Yeah.
And it's like, what am I gonna do? Like blow up your what?
Because she knew she was being cheated on. Because that wasn't the first time. He was also cheating on her with everybody else in Brooklyn.
Oh, so he was just like out. He was
like, it's like a Haitian dude, like, you know.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I was like, for sure. Totally. Okay.
So that was like drama, and everybody was like kind of like weird and in their feelings all the time. So that's when I started like, okay, I can't be in the house anymore. Let me take an improv class.
Like I need something to do with just a few hours a day.
Yeah, and that's how I started doing comedy again.
Oh, that's it was just, to be honest with you, I feel like that's what it is sometimes. I feel like I started doing comedy because like my mom and my little brother moved in with me during pandemic, and I was like, I need to talk to somebody. Like I need something else to do. Like I need to get out of this apartment. So even if it's not safe, I'm just gonna be like, come to the park. We're all gonna tell jokes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel you. Not a, very different situation, but you also feels like you were like reality television.
It was. It
feels like there should have been cameras everywhere in that place.
There should have been. It was really insane. It was really just crazy.
And like you just in the confessional being like, whatever dude's name was, like, at it again. You know what I mean?
I know. And he was the most normal. He was the most normal one. The other girl. So one of the crazy ones stayed there for a long time. Mm-hmm. The other girl ended up moving out because someone tackled her. So she was like coming home late. She was like, she was like coming home late at night, and someone like tackled her and stole her iPhone.
Oh no!
And she was like, I don't want to live in this neighborhood anymore. So she left.
Oh my god. Okay, that's really. Like, I feel for her. I get that. Yeah. When you first said it, I thought it was like some sort of like housing drama. Like she got tackled in the apartment.
No, she got someone else tackled her and like stole her phone. She like.
I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, do people still steal phones? Like, are they valuable enough to like? I remember when iPhones were first coming out, it was like a thing.
Yeah, I think it's also just like. I was in Crown Heights. Mm-hmm. I hate to say that she looks like someone that you can like rob. She looks robbable.
Whatever that means to you in your mind, listener. She looked
but
robbable.
That was the vibe. Like it's like, of course. Like that's not gonna happen to me, but that would happen to you, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Yeah.
But yeah, she worked at a tattoo shop, and then I just like went out with her and her coworkers one night, and I got on their good side, and they hooked me up with this.
Damn, that's nice.
Yeah. So that was my living situation.
No, totally. Hell yeah. Oh my goodness.
It's like crazy.
That's so crazy. Okay, so then you start doing the improv classes. I mean, what doing mics out in New York and just sort of like then transitioning into stand up.
Yeah. So
how did that feel for you?
It felt really good. Like, so I started improv classes at the BCC, Brooklyn Comedy Collective. Mm-hmm. And my teacher was in like an improv troupe called Ladies Who Ranch. Her name's Maya.
Oh yeah.
You know Ladies Who Ranch? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they at the time were hosting like a weekly mic. Mm-hmm. So that's like the first mic I did when I was in New York. Mm-hmm. And it was like a pretty big one. I'd never experienced something like that. And I did really well because I was just doing my show material at the mics. Because I was like, I just need to let people know who I am. But the Brooklyn mic scene is completely different than Chicago because it's like everyone's kind of like around my age, and they're also
how old are you?
I'm 24. I'm turning 24.
Good for you.
On the 9th.
Turning 24 on the 9th?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
okay, this interview's over. Get out. You're 23.
Yeah, I'm 23.
You're my reverse age.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
I'm just kidding.
People always get mad at me when I tell them how old I am.
No, that's amazing. No, I'm happy for you. I mean, I look 26, so it's fine. That's where you say yes, can you?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
No, for sure. So it just is like everyone's young and fun and flirty and thriving.
Yeah, it just felt more like culturally a fit for me.
For sure.
Like, I don't know, I just kind of felt like in the Chicago scene, I didn't really feel like a part of it, and then I don't know, it's just more my vibe, more my speed. It's like,
for sure.
know.
No, yeah, it's definitely a little older. I feel like the mics are like, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and then in New York, there's just so many people doing stand up, so it's like the mics have like great crowds, and like you can do multiple a night, and like you develop really quickly because you're just doing it so much. So that was cool, and then I started doing the mics, and then I just was like started doing kind of like independent shows, like people who are like just putting up shows like at bars and stuff at the same level as me, like started booking me on shows and stuff. And then then I guess more people just started booking me, and then more people saw me, and I don't know what happened. I don't know. Yeah. And then I was able to stop doing mics and just do shows and
just
stuff.
doing shows.
Yeah.
No, for sure. What did you try before I mean, so you went to Columbia for comedy. Was comedy always the thing you wanted to do? Like,
yeah, I mean, I went with the intention of like, oh, I want to write like TV shows. Like, I never thought I'd try stand up. But I did try it because Columbia has this program like 5C. It's like the comedy club, but it's like just like it's kind of like an open mic, but it's even looser because they just have like a bunch of people. They have like half for sketch, half for stand up, and you'll just like get up in front of a room and like try some stuff, and then go around and like workshop it. So that was like my first experience like doing stand up, but it was just me reading like. I had been writing stand-up before, just like, oh, I'm like me. I don't know. I was like playing with it.
Yeah, like in your notes, just notes. And,
yeah, and like my journals and stuff like that. And I'd been writing it.
Diary, and I was
yeah,
like, that's
literally what it was. No, it was like my diary.
Yeah.
And I'd been writing like since I was like 16. Because I was also like, I made Vines when I was younger.
You did?
Yeah, I had like 45K on Vine.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so I was like micro-vining.
Micro-vining.
And
what was your thing on Vine?
It was just funny, like funny little things. I deleted it all.
You deleted it all?
I deleted it all because it got too much for me when people at school started to know.
That you were a micro-influencer.
That I was a micro-influencer on
Micro-vine.
And then big Viners were like stealing my Vines and like popping off with them, so I deleted it all.
Damn, that's a thing.
Yeah, that is a thing. And they would like DM me and tell me, oh my God, I'm literally going to steal all your Vines. And I'd be like, okay, thinking they were joking, but it was actually real.
That's insane that they would really hit you up. That's insane. Yeah. Well, it's also crazy too, like nowadays, I feel like with like TikTok and everything else, it's like, it's just straight up just like, oh, so I saw someone do this video and I'm just going to do the same exact thing. Because like between like audios or whatever, and it's like, it's one thing, I guess. Well, also it's like, it's weird seeing people take like stand-up audio and then like deliver it like in their like living room, like in their like a TikTok in their living room, just being like, it's
really weird.
It's so strange.
Yeah,
I don't understand that at all.
My Vines were more like slices of life.
Okay.
I don't know that.
No, for sure. No,
I would be playing two different people and just like hold the phone on different sides.
No, totally.
Of myself.
Have you ever wanted to go back to the internet clip life?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I just hate it.
No, I mean, I mean, that's wild.
I make TikToks now, but they're just like dancing. They're just like, I don't talk really.
Are you good at the dance trends?
No, I only have like 200 followers. It's just for me and my friends.
No, yeah.
It's just cute.
I only ever tried the Savage one. This is like, that's literally it.
The first one.
Yeah, the first one. I tried the first one and I was like, I was like, is there an app that shows you how to do it while you're doing it? Or you just have to learn it?
Kids are on a different wave now. They're like, everybody's so good at dancing. It's insane.
Well, yeah, I guess it's also like their brains are younger. So like they can just pick up choreography like that.
The choreography is like crazy. Like this is real choreography and like footwork, and it's like insane.
Yeah, but yeah.
I'm like, I don't know how y'all are doing that shit.
I know, like I think about like what like everyone like when I was coming out of like high school going to college, like Instagram was a thing, right? So like everyone was trying to be like really like artsy with their photographs, and everyone was trying to be a photographer. Now I feel like everyone's trying to be a dancer. Kind of.
I don't know.
The
internet's weird. I love it though. I love TikTok. I'm like addicted to it. I am. Yeah.
Have you tried Threads yet?
No.
Are you gonna go down the? Are you a Twitter person?
Yeah, I've heard that it's not great.
Oh yeah.
Because you can't like say slurs on there. You can't call people like slurs on there, so
that's the biggest.
You can't joke around on there like Twitter.
Damn. Well, I guess I gotta keep both. No, I'll keep that in back of mind. I was never a Twitter girly, so I'm like, okay, I'll give.
I tweet, but like
Threads a try.
I don't
but
tweet
now
a
that
bunch,
I know,
and like I only have 800 followers, so it's like low key.
No, for sure. My God, it's crazy. I don't know. It's just nuts how much like followers have just come into just regular conversation.
I know.
In terms of just like what you do, how you present yourself.
Right.
I mean, this isn't like any sort of like new subject. I don't think I'm breaking ground here talking about this, but it's just like, it's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Because it's like with, well, the threads now, it's like, I think I've hit like 200 something.
Oh, that's good. Didn't that just come out?
Yeah.
That's really good.
Right. But I think that's the draw. That's the benefit for some people where it's just like, okay, you have this sort of like instant followership. So you're not just like, yelling into the void through another app, but like sometimes yelling into the void is nice.
It is really nice.
But then like I'll yell into the void on Twitter, and then I just like, for the like 7 people that I do know, it's like all people that I like, you know what I mean? It's like my aunt. It's like one aunt, you know what I mean? Like one aunt, like a guy that I used to work at a restaurant with. That's like awesome. My sister's best friend. I'm like, okay, well, they saw that, and now I just feel crazy. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, now I feel crazy in front of them.
But Twitter's all messed up now. I don't know if they'll fix it. I don't know. That's honestly not my main app, so I'm not even worried about it.
TikTok's your main app.
Nah, Instagram's my main app.
Oh, damn. Sorry, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Instagram's your main.
Mm-hmm.
That's your girl.
That's my girl. Instagram is like LinkedIn for me.
For sure. I can see that. And then
TikTok is like my Instagram.
It's gonna be a number of those, I feel like, throughout this interview. It's just me being like, totally. Let me write that down. Instagram is LinkedIn. TikTok is my Instagram. Okay. No. Good to know for myself. I'm gonna go after this. I'm just gonna do a bunch of both and see if anything kicks off for me.
Yeah.
No, yeah. And hit threads and just like see if I can hit any. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like anything. With
well, now
little,
I'm curious about threads. Now I'm thinking maybe I should.
I will say this: the one thing that everyone's realizing is that the second you download threads, you can't get rid of threads.
You can't take it off.
Oh yeah, currently, your eyes. You're like, what?
That's insane.
I think it's just going to be a thing for a little bit.
Is it like an added like Instagram? It's like it's a thing for Instagram, kind of like CapCut is for.
No, it's just a whole other separate thing.
You can't delete the app off your phone?
No, you can't delete the app. You
what?
can't delete your Threads account. You can't delete your Threads account without deleting your Instagram account. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And that's the clip. And
that should be illegal. That cannot be legal.
I think it will change. I know it does sound insane because there are a number of people have been like, oh, I just went on to go like see what's up. And now it's like, oh fuck, like I'm just on here now.
Damn.
It is kind of weird to have like one person have like all your stuff. It feels like all of your thoughts in like different capacities.
And it shouldn't be Zuckerberg.
No, I don't know why everyone seems to think that we're like rooting for like the better guy.
No, it shouldn't be him.
No, I don't know who. I don't think it should be anybody. But yeah, no, it's not. But he got him. He's got like 50 million people on there.
I think we'll live long enough to see social media crash and burn, to be honest.
Well, yeah, I think people might just stop using it altogether.
Yeah, that's what it's seeming like. Because it's like, if Twitter dies, I'm not going to another app. If Instagram dies, I'm just going to be chilling. I'm not doing all that.
How are you? Like, you're just like playing with the cord. That's the other thing. I feel like you're one of the most nonchalant. Like, I've seen you. Like, it's not like we see each other all the time, but I feel like you're one of the most nonchalant. You're just twirling the cord as you're like, yeah, I think social media is gonna die soon. I think it's out. I think it's just going. It's like, I wish we just had a camera on the other side to see you just like twiddling whatever.
I'm like playing. Yeah.
No, for sure. No, yeah, that's been the thing though. Is sorry, and we'll get off the subject, but I do think at some point it will. I think have other regular capacities. I think right now they're just like everyone's going to be here. No one's going anywhere.
It's crazy because it's changed so much, and now it's so commercialized and messed up. That's why I run my Instagram like an idiot. It's like my little protest, my little personal protest. I run it like it's 2014. I already tried to edit it. Just with my, I don't know.
Like, run Instagram like it's 2014. I'm just here to take notes from the youth. I'm just like, this is, actually, you're never leaving this place. I'm just, after this is done, I'm just like, suck out your soul. And it's like, I'm slowly becoming the greatest the big, like the Ursula of comedy. No, totally. Okay, so different. Okay, well, okay. We kind of touched on all the things sort of like leading up to the thing. We hit this earlier just in terms of your introduction, but you have been working on SNL the last
since December.
Since December,
for like 6
yes.
months.
For 6 months, yeah. That's crazy. You only did it for 6 months?
It's literally
and then
insane.
The strike hit?
Yeah.
That's
because they
nuts.
hired me mid-season. I auditioned in last summer, and then I didn't get it.
Did you audition like to be on or?
Yeah. So so this is how it happened. I put all the pieces together afterwards. Because at first you're like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But so I was doing mics in Brooklyn, and I met these twins who.
The way you tell stories, dude. Okay. Continue.
I met these twins.
Yes.
At an open mic, and they host Annabelle. Their name is Annabelle and Sabina Meshki. And they host a show called Triple Auditions. They do one at BCC and they do one at Union Hall. And I did the one at BCC. And one of their friends, who also went to NYU, her name is Zoe. She is Devin Walker's girlfriend.
Okay.
Who's a cast member, but he wasn't at the time.
Yeah.
But she saw me at their show, and she told him about me and told him to book me on his show at the Jane Hotel that he hosts with Gary Richardson and Alex English.
Yeah.
And Gary saw my set, and then Gary got me the audition, and then he pushed for me so hard. And that's how I got it. So I auditioned. I didn't get cast. But they did call me back for a meeting about writing. Like the callbacks for like cast happened the day after, so I was just like super bummed. I was like, oh damn, I just didn't get anything. It sucked. But then they hit me up a week later, and I had some meetings with producers about writing, and then they didn't hire me then either.
That's okay. So remember how we were talking about the like 7-step interview process? This is your 7-step interview process.
Yeah. And then
okay, really quick before we go further, when you auditioned originally, did you do characters?
No, I did 5 minutes of just my material.
Oh, really?
Just stand up.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And my stand up is super dry. So I think they knew that. Yeah. I think they knew my place.
No, for sure.
But yeah, so then I had meetings with producers that didn't hire me, and then they were like, oh, I had like meetings with like my management and stuff, and they're like, they were talking about maybe swinging back around next season or mid-season. I was like, oh, it sounds like a bunch of coulda, woulda, shouldas, but it sounds like a bunch of hookabaloo. Whatever, it's over.
You're like, I'm over it. Are you still working at the dentist place?
No.
Oh,
not at all.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I hate that place so much. It was a terrible job. They didn't even give me dental. Isn't that messed up? No dental.
That doesn't make any sense. That's like, okay, this is funny that you bring this up, but that's like, I was talking to this guy who works as a union rep, and he was saying that union reps, like working for unions, is actually, they don't have the same like workers' rights as the people that they're working for to help. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
This country doesn't make any damn sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Sorry, that just reminds me. I had full on other thing.
There was like no union, no nothing. I was just like there, just give me $20 an hour. That's it.
They're like, don't expect us to look at your teeth. Yeah, not a once.
No, nothing at all. But $20.
Not even like a teeth.
Oh, actually, no. It was $18 an hour.
Jeez Louise.
So I was like kind of going through it, and then no, I don't work right now. Not with the strike, but SNL's pretty like intense.
No,
you
for
can't
sure.
really do anything else when
but
you're doing it.
Okay, so but you got. They're like, we might circle back mid-season. You're like, okay, sure, fine, whatever. We'll see about that. Was basically your response.
And so then I was still working at the dentist. Yeah,
okay,
I was working at the dentist for more months. I'm sorry, I thought you meant now.
No.
I was like, no.
So I'm like, so you're doing SNL and the dentist office at the same time.
That's
Okay,
literally
wow.
what my aunt asked. She was like, "Oh,
You have 2 jobs.
Yeah, I told her I worked at SNL. She's like, "Oh, so you only have to work at the dentist half of the week?"
She's like, so what are you there? So you're there Monday, Wednesday at the dentist?
and then Saturday. No.
So Saturdays you're not at the dentist at all. Okay.
Yeah.
OMG. Okay, so they're like, we might circle back. You're, I'm assuming, feeling frustrated.
I'm feeling absolutely awful. I'm just like, oh my gosh, because it's like not like I'm having a good life in New York. It's like I'm like struggling.
Yeah,
I'm barely making enough money. I live with these crazy people. Like my house, there's like rats in it. Like I'm just like, no, I'm just like not having a fun time.
No, for sure.
And so I just kind of like toughed it out, and I was waking up at the time I was waking up at like 6 a.m. every single day
for the dentist office, or
for
just
the dentist office, and then I would work until 6 p.m. and then I do comedy at night, and then I'd like go to bed at like 1 or 2 a.m. and then do it again for like every single day.
Yeah. So then you were like grinding. The grinding, yeah. Then
I was super grinding. But yeah, and then it's crazy the way it happened because I was like reaching my breaking point. It was Thanksgiving, and I had gotten an email from my landlord informing us that my roommates had not paid rent in 6 months.
Oh my god!
And they owed him $8,000.
So you had been paying.
I had been
just
paying.
Individually.
Yeah, just individually. I was just like telling him. My roommates hadn't paid rent in 6 months, and my lease was going to be up December 1st, and he sent us this email on November 24th, basically saying you have to pay me $8,000 to renew the lease, and then also I'm raising the rent after that.
Oh my god! What was he going to raise it to?
He was going to raise it like
how much was it, or like how many more, like another 1,000, like what?
It was a lot. It was like I was going to end up paying like $200 to $300 more, but I think he was just also wanted us out because they were terrible people.
He's like, I'm tired of the love
like,
triangles.
They were never paying their rent, or like it was just like a terrible slum, like just awful. The tenants below us had to like be kicked out by the police. It was just a terrible situation.
Yeah.
So he sent us that email on Thanksgiving. My lease was going to be up in like 5 days, and I didn't have enough money to like move or do anything. So I was like, okay, so I guess I'm just going to like go back home with my dad if this doesn't work out. But the week before, I had a meeting with Ego from SNL, and I was just kind of hoping that worked out, and it came in like the perfect timing.
What did you guys meet about? Just like
writing.
Oh, for her?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, they swung back around, and I was like, I kind of was like not banking on it just because it had fell through the last time, and I was like, this could go either way. But also I felt like, oh, okay, I'm like outgrowing my current situation. It just feels like something is going to happen.
Right, something's got to kick off.
Yeah, and then they hired me. Like, I found out about it the next week, so that was really good. And then I just ended up like squatting in my apartment for another month, because it takes a long time to like forcibly remove people legally in New York. It's a tenant state.
No, for sure. Well, yeah, I feel like, I mean, I think we learned that during pandemic.
Yeah.
There were people just like, I'm not paying rent.
Yeah.
And landlords were like, okay, well, the court's closed, so I can't really do anything about this right now.
Yeah. So I ended up like squatting for a month, and then SNL paid me, and I used all of the money to like get out of there.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is a
it's like an odyssey.
No, I mean, that's insane. Yeah, no, that's so you were squatting the first month of working at SNL.
Pretty much. I was squatting, and I like lived in a it was a twin size bed, like in the shitty rat infested apartment, and then I would go to like Rockefeller Center and just be hanging out with like millionaires. It was like really insane.
Yeah, that sounds like that's wild.
It's like, and then my life just changed like so fast.
Yeah.
In like a small amount of time. It was just kind of like, it was so crazy.
No, yeah. What was it like? Yeah, I mean, yeah. What was that? I mean, yeah. For you, how did that? I mean, obviously, you're like, okay, well, I have a job now.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
It was crazy. I did a lot of like. I think now I'm still doing this, but it's like, I feel most of my life I've kind of been in like survival mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, the first beginning of it, like when it started, I was just like getting used to not being like I would just have residual worry in me, and then I'd be like stop and just be like, wait, oh my gosh, I have nothing's wrong. I'm just like worrying right now.
You're waiting for some like shoe to drop, and it's like all
goes away. Right, yeah, and I'm like, that's not gonna happen. And then I was just getting used to like not being poor, just like certain habits that I had that that I had to like unlearn. I'm like, oh wait, I can like have sushi for lunch instead of like some bullshit from the deli.
Right, some weird combination of things that are just like in my house. Yeah,
so it was a lot of just like changing my mindset to fit my current situation.
Right. No, I mean, I can imagine. Okay, one, yes,
personally,
like on the personal side of it and like the financial side of it, and being like, okay, well, I'm in a better place now. Like I'm in a solid, stable place. But also going through that, but then going through like this crazy, like, I mean, the schedule. I mean, I've seen that documentary insane. Or whatever about the week at SNL. Like that schedule is insane, and it's not like they're giving you. I'm assuming there isn't any sort of like you know, like
there's
when you you're like a freshman in college, and they're like the intro, like, hey, we're gonna get you like sorted out.
The first day I started on Keke Palmer's episode, and I
my god,
I started on a Tuesday, not a Monday, so I'd missed pitch. I came in on writing night. And writing night, you stay there until like 5 a.m. almost, like you stay there the whole day.
Hours. Yeah.
But they basically like gave me a tour. They showed me where the bathrooms were, and then they showed me my desk, and they said, write a sketch. So that's what I did.
Oh my god!
It's like there's no
bathrooms over here. Your desk is over here. There's a computer.
Yeah, and
do you know how to use this?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah, it was really crazy. But yeah, you kind of just learn as you go. But it was really daunting because I hadn't really done sketch in a long time. Like I had done the college night at the Annoyance, but it was improvised sketch, and I had done like some sketch writing in college, but I didn't consider sketch to be my thing. So it was just like a lot of like, I feel like my first couple of weeks, like, I mean, I did get some things on, but just it felt kind of rough because I was kind of like learning like structure, like what's gonna work in this setting, like, oh, what makes me laugh may not make a whole room full of like 50-year-old guys who are like in production laugh. So it's like just learning like SNL and getting like adapted to that was really crazy.
No, totally. Did you have like an office that you shared with someone else? Like, was that I shared it with new person too? Oh, so you guys shared an office.
Ego and Allison, who's one of the head writers. That's where I started. And I had like a card table for a while, like not even a real desk. I was like writing on a card table.
What was it like being in the office with?
It was
with
so
these
scary.
two, because Ego Nwodim is like just a very much. Yeah. I mean, she's definitely. I don't know. She's amazing.
Yeah, but, I was just flabbergasted. Like everybody's just kind of like a genius.
Yeah. No.
In a way that's like really intimidating. Like the way they write is so fast, and the way they come up with stuff is like just so.
Well, yeah, people that have also just like been in the cycle of it.
Yeah, they've been doing it a long time.
Yeah. How is it? I feel like it'd be impossible to not. I mean, how did you? I don't know if you did, but like in terms of imposter syndrome and like feeling
I felt super out of place.
Yeah.
And like super like, I'm just so out of my depth here. Like, I don't know. But I feel that a lot of the times, and then it just takes like a couple of weeks, just like adjustment. There's like a learning curve for everything. But it was very weird because it's like, I would be like, I was just like walking around, just like looking at the names, like and the pictures on the walls, and I like pass people and be like, "Oh my god, it's so crazy!" Because like you're on literally on TV, and now you're here, and I'm just here, and I'm here,
and I'm just here,
and I'm just here, and, and we're talking.
You're like, and I'm allowed to like just walk around this space and just like you're like, I have clearance.
I was like walking around asking him like, "Can I?" There's like seltzer water. I'm like, "Is that? Can I have? Is that for me? Can I have that?"
That's crazy.
And I think like the first couple weeks I like brought my laptop and I would hide like I would like find a closet to hide in, right? Because I was just so freaked out.
No, I mean, I totally get that. I mean, yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, but now I've kind of gotten used to it, and it feels more like kind of like family vibes and like chill.
Your first like table, just presenting your ideas to the group. How was that?
That was so scary. I was literally so scared for the first month or two that I worked there.
How did it go? The first time you like, did you make anybody laugh in that room?
Yeah, which was really surprising.
And how did it feel? Yeah.
It felt really good. But also it's like a lot of the sketches are like writing is so collaborative. By the time it got to table, it was like, okay, well, I was in the room when it happened. But it didn't feel like super close to home because like, oh, I didn't write that line. But even like pitching at like table, like just like jokes and stuff, whenever stuff would land, it would like, it felt, it feels super scary to like speak and like just put yourself out there. And even with like just the first time doing anything, like I remember I like wrote one of the promos and you like sit in a chair with like by the director and you're like, they show you like stuff on the monitor and like when something was like off center and I was like, oh, should I say something or should I not? So I'm like thinking like, oh, what do I know? I'm like, none of these people have caught it, so it's like, what do I like, why is that?
Yeah.
But I think it's just like learning to be like, oh no, I'm here because I proved myself to be
trusting
capable.
Your voice. Yeah. If you see something weird, if you see something, say something. You know what I mean? Like, just go for it. And if it's wrong, whatever, but at least you said it.
Right. Yeah. So now I'm getting to the point where I'm like feeling more like, oh yeah, I'm here because I can hold my weight, because I can like hold my weight.
Yeah. No, that's wild, dude.
Yeah.
That's a wild.
It's crazy.
That is a story.
And it's also crazy because I'm like the youngest writer, so it's like double. Like I'm new, I'm young, I have no idea what's going on. I'm like, whoa. No,
totally. That's insane. Were you ever like as a kid? Were you a big like I'm putting on a show? Like like were you like a class clown? Were you like big on speaking up? Were you just like
I was super quiet and reserved, and I had like no friends.
Really?
Yeah, in school. Well, I had a couple. I made friends by the time I was 16, but before then, I had like no friends. I was a band kid.
Oh, really?
So yeah, like a lot of my friends.
What'd you play?
The bassoon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I played the bassoon, and then for marching band, I did like auxiliary percussion.
Okay.
So like the jingles and the like and like the sound effects, like.
Yeah.
I did that. But yeah, I was super reserved. I always like I hated class clowns because they were just like obnoxious, and I was like.
Just like, okay.
You're just like begging for it. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
No, I feel that.
That wasn't my vibe. I was more so just like kind of like funny to like my lunch table, or like the people I was like the people who knew me knew I was like funny, but it's like anybody else, they're like, oh, she never talks. Yeah. That was my vibe.
For sure. No, totally. Okay, one other thing, just because your first episode was Keke Palmer, and like that was the thing that happened this last couple of days on Twitter, was just her baby daddy just like going off, and just watching. I don't know, I'm like, is the world changing, or is it just like is an easy thing to just like hop on a dude who doesn't really seem to have a lot going for him besides a kid with a famous person? Did you see any of that?
I did hear about it. I wasn't on Twitter for it though.
Oh, but never mind.
I did. I was aware of what was going on, and in my brain I was like, that's what you get. Like, why are you like your wife, like, why would you say that about Keke Palmer? Like, why would you say that? Like, don't do that.
I know, it's crazy. It was
I'm sorry.
It was nuts. Especially because I feel like she puts out this like,
yeah.
Well, a big
anytime
boss,
a man
whatever.
is like cover up, it's like, no, someone go get him.
Right.
Someone get him.
Well, it's like you don't even have the assurances of like a ring. Like you have nothing right now. I mean, you have this kid, but it's like that doesn't mean anything. You're living in her house.
But yeah,
it's just wild to me.
I think the internet is that way now, where it's like if they catch you slipping, you will get caught. Like, you will get caught. And I think it goes for anybody, not just like guys.
No, entirely. No, entirely. It was just crazy because it was like it started on Twitter, and then it was like from Twitter to Threads. Just anywhere and everywhere, everyone was just ripping this man apart, and I still don't even know his real name.
I
don't think we ever will. I think it's just gonna be KBD. This is just KPBD. But yeah, well, prayers to that man. I don't know. Hopefully you get it together.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was just like I also cannot believe. So did you meet her?
Mm-hmm.
What was that like?
It was
really
I'm
like totally just being
insane.
Like,
she didn't know that I was new.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I just gave like a really nervous energy. It was like my first day in the building.
That's insane. Yeah, she just thought you just weren't there on Monday. She's like,
yeah, they don't think they tell them what's going on. And then I just felt super like nervous when I was talking. It was like a blur.
SZA too, right?
And it was SZA. I didn't meet SZA, but I did see SZA. We don't have much interaction with the music hosts unless they're like in a sketch or something. But
are you guys like watching from the show, the performances from the sidelines, or no?
Yeah, we can watch. We watch, but it's like we don't really have it. We can talk to them if we want to, but there's like no real reason for us to like be interacting with the musical guests. She like complimented my hair, and I stopped talking and I paused and I was like. I was just like sweating, and I was like,
you're like,
yeah.
No, that's amazing. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
She did it twice.
Does it compliment your hair twice?
No, it was Kiki.
Kiki Palmer. Damn.
It was twice in the same week, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, I couldn't. It was a blur. All of it was a blur.
No, I mean, I can only imagine. That's wild. That's truly wild.
That was really crazy.
Okay, one last SNL question, just because I'm like, also because it's just funny hearing you talk about these things. What have you talked to Lorne at all? Have you had any experience with him?
I did hold the door for him once, and he said thank you.
Okay.
During pitch, he'll call me and he'll say Asha, and during meetings. Mm-hmm. He'll like look me in the eye now, but he doesn't. I've been told that if you're new, don't expect him to look at you or acknowledge your presence until you've
it's been established that you're not going anywhere.
I don't know until he decides. Yeah. Until he
basically decides.
Yeah. So I haven't had much interaction with him, but he has started to look me in the eye.
That's huge.
Which is huge.
That's huge.
Which is huge.
You know what? I would take that. I would put that on my bucket list.
Yeah, sometimes I'll pass it and I'll say hi. He'll go, hey. So that's really big.
That's wild. Is there well, we're coming up to the end of this. Is there anything that you're super proud of that you in that 6 months that you wrote that you're just like, damn, yeah, I did this? That was like
the funeral sketch was so fun. I wrote like a funeral Travis Kelce's episode.
Oh,
that one was like my favorite one.
Ego, and she's like what's that? Weekend and Birdies, her kind of, but it's like with the buttons and stuff. That one was really cool because it came off of it like an idea. Like I saw, they have these corpses like put up. Like I saw it on Twitter. It was like I saw a tweet. I was like, we should write something like. It was really cool because that one felt like I had my hands all up in it. This felt like the most me kind of thing. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
No, totally. Wow, this has been a very enlightening interview. I've really enjoyed talking with you.
Thank you.
So we like to wrap this up doing like a sort of like mantra of the week or like words to get by for like the week. So it's basically just like, is there like a phrase or like something that you tell yourself when you're like going through, you know what I mean? Going through it and just being like, okay, like this is what I say when like shit feels like it's hit the fan. If there's something, you can take a second to like think about it too, no worries. But if there's just like a
of the week,
Like,
I don't know if it's of the week.
well, no, not of, because
Just a mantra.
yeah, like a mantra, not of the week, but like, since this is like for the podcast, like, for the listeners to like, it's a phrase for them to like use for themselves.
This is something that stuck with me. I don't even know where I read this, but it just like stuck with me for like years, because I saw this like somewhere before all of this happened. I think it was during the pandemic. Don't quit before the miracle.
Oh my God, Asha.
Isn't that great?
Yes. Those are definitely words to live by.
Don't quit before the miracle.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God, you're going to make me, don't make me fucking cry. No, I feel like that's. And
I kind of live by that. Whenever stuff gets like hard, I'm like, what if, I was like, don't quit before the miracle.
No, totally. I feel like that totally suits
I feel
your
like
whole...
the universe meets you halfway in a lot of things.
No, totally.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing. Oh my God, that's such a lovely note. This has been such a great conversation. I'm so excited for
Thank
I'm
you.
excited for everything that's coming. I hope, fingers crossed, that you guys are back up and running in the fall.
Yeah, hopefully.
And yeah, they can just like pay people because they got the money. We know you got the money. So just pay them.
Just do it.
Just do it. It's really not that hard. Oh my God. I had an Uber driver yesterday. Sorry, this is literally going to come to an end, but I had this like white guy Uber driver, I guess he was like a cameraman or whatever. And he was like, so yeah, you heard anything? He was like trying to explain the whole like writer strike to me in the Uber. And I was just like, I feel for you, buddy. I totally get it. But I was just like.
Was he a writer?
No, he's a camera guy. Camera operator.
Oh, well, because they can't work either. That sucks.
Right, so he was going through
a lot
it.
of the production people are going through it.
No, yeah, it sounds like it was hard.
I'd hope by the end of the summer, because I just don't know how people are going to, especially in cities like New York and LA, it's like the price of living is insane. I don't know how people are.
No, yeah, that's wild. Yeah, no, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Well, to all those out there, know that we're rooting for you. Hopefully you get the money soon. Don't quit before the miracle, dude.
Yeah.
For real. But Asha, this has been amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to Failure with Kenya Alon. If you liked what you heard today, I'm trying this for the first time. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and there was like, oh yeah, you can tell people to follow and like and subscribe and like rate the podcast. Please do any or all of those things. This is amazing. Asha, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being on Failure with me, Kenya Alon.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Yay! It could be worse.